right, the Broncos have defeated the Bills 33-30 in a wild overtime victory. 2 consecutive pass interferences give the Broncos the ball within range of a 24-yarder to end it there in overtime. And unfortunately, it does look like Bo Nix has broken his ankle on this play, one of the last plays of the game, on this kind of sweep play where Bo Nix is just kind of hit around the legs and unfortunately somehow breaks his ankle on this play. Kind of wild. And yeah, that last pass interference was very obvious. Tre'Davious White is pretty much tackling the receiver before the ball is even there, and it really should not have even come to that, as on the Bills' last drive you had the scramble by Josh Allen with an obvious hold here by number 64 and 76. You can see here that is a really bad hold with Josh Allen in the end zone. There should have been holding on this play. So yeah, the Bills really should have lost this game on a safety there in overtime. And with the Broncos and Bills both having plenty of opportunities to go win this game in regulation, it winds up going to overtime where you really can just lose on a couple of plays. And that's pretty much what happened here. Both quarterbacks played pretty well. It was a really fun game. A lot of back and forth. Broncos were able to get up to a solid lead there in the first half. So yeah, in the second half, the Bills defense was a lot better, causing the Broncos to get to 3rd and long a lot. And also, Bills offense was very efficient. After the Broncos take a field goal, it is Mecole Hardman on this kind of in and out route on the goal line, getting wide open in the flat there for a touchdown to take the lead 7-3 in the first quarter. Then we have a really wild play here. It is a fumble on the exchange. Bo Nix is going to somehow get this and chuck it over to Adam Troutman, avoiding an illegal downfield lineman on this play and avoiding a massive mistake. Yeah, definitely a pretty crazy play there going in the Broncos' favor. And then Josh Allen, after that 3 and out, has a huge run here, getting it all the way to about the 35. And then it is Alex Singleton with a huge hit here, forcing the fumble. Just an incredibly strong tackle there, putting his helmet right on the ball. Then it will be Bo Nix hitting Denzel Mims on a seam route here, shielding his body from the hit and making a nice catch. And then it is an offensive lineman touchdown off the play action. It is Crum. That is Frank Crum, 6th offensive lineman there, and a nice touchdown, showing off the speed. And making up for a drop earlier on, it is Lil Jordan Humphrey on a deep cross route here. Bo Nix going to scramble all the way to his right and throw across the field on a really nice throw here, and they will take the lead 17-10. Then we have one of the craziest plays of the game for sure. This is Josh Allen taking off, and it looks like he was trying to pitch it here, but actually looks like, after further review, watching this quite a few times, Nick Benito is actually able to make him fumble here from behind. He kind of swipes and basically makes Josh Allen fumble there. He's kind of carrying it awkwardly. If he had tucked that away, definitely probably not a fumble. But yeah, Broncos are able to take over in field goal range here and kick a field goal just before half to go up 20-10. And coming out of half, it is another fumble. This one a strip sack by Nick Benito, forcing the fumble, and Broncos recover. Broncos able to get a field goal on that short field. Then it is Josh Allen scrambling again, hitting Kincaid this time along the left sideline for a 25-yarder. And shortly after, it is Keon Coleman on this slant route, who's going to reverse field and stretch forward for that end zone. A nice extension on this one. This was a nice one. Coleman had made some nice plays in the playoffs this year, so a lot of people just were not happy with his production in his rookie year, but he has definitely made some plays in this playoff, with the Bills scoring that touchdown. Not only down by 6, and an interception by Deion Walker, defensive lineman. And this is one where I'm not sure if the receiver would have caught this either way. It probably would have been an incompletion if the defensive lineman isn't able to get his hands on it. After that interception on the short field, it is the Bills throwing an interception, giving it right back. And yeah, not open on this one. Definitely had some guys underneath. After that, the Broncos pass and a long field goal punting. Then it is Khalil Shakir on this little stop route. It's going to make a guy miss and take off for 46 yards all the way into Broncos territory. Then it is Dalton Kincaid working from the slot on this kind of slot fade wheel route. And a really nice job by Josh Allen putting it up high. And Kincaid with an incredible catch there to take the lead 24-23. With the Bills taking the lead, defense gets a stop with a tipped pass, Epinesa. And then Josh Allen on a quarterback sweep really old school on this one, but a nice play design gets the first down. Then with about 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining, the Bills will kick a field goal here, extending their lead to 4 points. Then the Broncos, hoping this will be the last drive of the game, getting it to Courtland Sutton on the sideline for his first catch of the game in the fourth quarter. In a beautiful one here with the toe tap. That one was a great catch. Then it is Courtland Sutton again on 3rd and 11 here, settling in between some zones, able to convert a huge conversion there on 3rd and 11. The Broncos really needed that. And with not a lot of time remaining, Broncos take the lead here with a Denzel Mims touchdown. Hits the camera really hard on this one. And now down 3 with 3 timeouts. Bills are trying to go tie the game. It is a shovel pass here to get to Dalton Kincaid. However, not nearly as cool as this play. A hook and ladder to Ray Davis, and able to get along the left sideline all the way into field goal range in a nicely executed play here. Definitely a play we have seen a lot more this year, especially in the second half of this year. I feel like there's a lot of teams that ran this play successfully. And yeah, it's definitely something I think we're going to see a lot more going forward. And I think we may potentially see different iterations of this where you have multiple options in terms of who you're pitching to. That will set up a 50-yard field goal. Bills tying the game, sending it into overtime where the Broncos will start with the ball, but going 3 and out. And another one of those screens here on second down. The Broncos ran a lot of screens on second down, it felt like today, and they really just didn't go anywhere. Really setting up the Broncos in 3rd and long a lot, which is interesting, Definitely could have been a reason they lost this game. But following the 3 and out, it is the Bills on their own 8-yard line after a really nice punt. Josh Allen escaping a safety there on a scramble where it definitely should have been holding. And definitely should have been a safety to end the game. Then we have another crazy play where Josh Allen is scrambling towards the line of scrimmage and just chucks it over to James Cook, who doesn't even appear to be expecting the ball here on a lateral. And yeah, definitely a crazy play here that could have ended the game, but somehow James Cook able to pick this one up. And that would lead to this crazy play. They're going to call an interception, and this is a tough one. I really feel like at this point, Brandon Cooks has both hands on the ball and his knee touches there. I just don't really see where he loses the ball at any point. I really just feel like his knee is down right about now. And that's a catch. I don't really understand how you can say that the defender stripped the ball away here at any point before the knee was down. And yeah, it really appears to me that the ball starts coming out as he rolls over on his back. But this play is supposed to be over the second his knee touches. He is down if that's a catch. So it doesn't make sense to be able to strip it away after he's already been down. And yeah, it's just really a tough look when you have a really bad call like that go into review and they still come away with a bad call. I just really feel like that was not an interception. That was a catch. But yeah, shortly after that, it is R.J. Harvey in the flat here, slipping a few tackles and able to get it to just about midfield. And then you had 3 downfield passes where the Broncos are trying to get it to a one-on-one situation. First one on the left side, it is Lil Jordan Humphrey working on Christian Benford. And this is one I have seen flagged a lot this year, but I was pretty okay with the no call there. It was kind of like both guys are fighting for the ball. I didn't really feel like either guy was grabbing the other player, and it felt like it was a good no call. But then the next play, it is a pass interference on Taron Johnson where he is actually grabbing the receiver's arm. Yeah, on this one, I felt like it was obvious pass interference. And also on this play, there was a late hit on Joey Bosa, hitting Bo Nix well after the pass was gone. And yeah, next play after this is where you had that run there saying the ankle was broken on. Play after that, it is the 30-yard pass interference at the end where I really feel like it was Tre'Davious White tackling the wide receiver before the ball is even there. And that's one where it just has to be a penalty. You just have the receiver completely wrapped up around the midsection before the ball is even there. And yeah, a really tough loss here for Bills fans. I mean, you had so many opportunities to go take this game. The Broncos really were struggling to move the ball there in the second half until the fourth quarter, really. You had a lot of 3rd and longs and a lot of situations where the Bills were able to get the Broncos off the field. And yeah, just another incredible Josh Allen game here where they're not quite able to completely pull it off, but also Josh Allen with some mistakes in here. You know, you had 2 fumbles they lost, plus you had a really bad interception in regulation there, and then you have this interception to Brandon Cooks where I just don't really feel like that's interception. I feel like they kind of got jobbed on this one. Bills would have been in field goal range, would have kicked a field goal to end it. Even with that, the Bills should have had a holding call when they were on their own 8-yard line on that scramble. That really should have been a safety, so that would have ended the game. So really, there's a lot of situations where the Bills made mistakes today. And it ultimately winds up being the call that doesn't go their way that actually gives them the loss. So yeah, I don't think it's something where you can entirely blame the refs because they really gave you that call by not throwing a holding call there on the goal line. So yeah, for me, I just really feel like the Bills were really close, but didn't make a few plays here and there. Just too many turnovers, and yeah, that is tough. And for the Broncos as well, this is very tough. You're going to have to go play the Patriots or the Texans with Jarrett Stidham, who has mostly been a pedestrian type of backup game manager type quarterback. You know, he's had a couple of alright games, but he hasn't really played since 2023. And yeah, I mean, he can scramble around a little bit. He's not quite as fast as Bo Nix, but they could maybe do some interesting things. I do think he will be able to execute a little bit of the passing game, but obviously this is a huge blow to the Broncos, and their chances to go win this next game is going to be really tough. I would expect them to probably be at least like 14 or 17-point dogs. Maybe Jarrett Stidham can pull off the unthinkable, go full Nick Foles on this one and go win 2 games. That would be pretty insane and quite the heck of a story. But honestly, the last time I saw Jarrett Stidham play football, it was not that good. So I'm not so sure. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm pouring one out for the Bills fans, but also pouring one out for the Broncos fans. You know, I really don't feel like they're going to stand much of a chance in their next game here in the AFC Championship. And I really feel like the Bills were the better team. They mostly moved the ball up and down the field, no problem. Too many turnovers. And yeah, those pass interferences at the end just really costed them. And yeah, one bad call not going the way with the interception. And yeah, tough loss there. It does feel like this is one of the best rosters the Bills have put together. Outside of receiver, I do feel like it's really good, you know. And yeah, they are able to move the ball without receivers. So I don't really think it's that much of an issue with all the tight ends they got. But yeah, that's really all I got here. I do really feel like the Bills will be back. They have consistently shown that they are a real playoff contender, you know. But it does kind of suck with the Chiefs out of the playoffs, and you really just didn't really feel like there was another juggernaut type of team. The Bills not able to put it together this year, and we'll see what the Broncos can do versus the Texans or Patriots. And yeah, should be an interesting game, but they probably will be huge underdogs in that game.